I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo.
Step right here and roll.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants.
Errol Spence Jr. has broken his silence after joining Terence Crawford's training camp ahead of the blockbuster clash with Canelo Alvarez. Speaking for the first time since teaming up with his former rival, Spence praised Crawford's laser focus, relentless work ethic, and championship mindset as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. The surprising alliance has stunned the boxing world, highlighting mutual respect and a shared mission to etch their names into history.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Ahead of Crawford's showdown with Canelo Alvarez, Spence Jr. offered nothing but respect, calling him a strong dude. Reflecting on their 2023 battle, where Spence struggled with timing and absorbed heavy punishment, he summed up Crawford's ring power in just those words. Spence also noted that Canelo once made the same leap in weight Crawford is attempting now, which is why he believes Bud has a genuine shot at pulling it off.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah. But no,
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So recently, Errol Spence just backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight, September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shit out of Errol Spence last year, I guess he feel like he can do the same thing to him too.
Terence Crawford is chasing history by moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight crown on September 13, 2025. Hailed as one of the most significant bouts in modern boxing, it carries enormous risk for Crawford. But when asked about a potential rematch with Errol Spence Jr., he shut the door completely, flatly refusing to entertain the idea.
Terence Bud Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a third time in a third weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September on the back end. For Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell, dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is going to do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. And I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport. And I mean,
Bernard Hopkins didn't sugarcoat the toll Crawford's previous victory took on Spence, likening it to 3 fights in 1 that effectively took 4 fights out of him. As a veteran who understands the long-term cost of brutal wars, Hopkins warned that such punishment can quietly strip away prime years from a boxer's career. The effects might not be obvious now, but they can alter a fighter's trajectory forever.
Crawford. Believe Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look where he beat.
Undisputed.
Look where he beat. Look where he beat. What he did to Spence and how he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few years out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on him. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent for him to potentially fight? It's been quiet. You see the weight he gained?
Shakur Stevenson isn't shy about his prediction. He believes Crawford won't just beat Canelo, he might stop him outright. Citing Crawford's boxing IQ, southpaw angles, and power, Stevenson has long argued Bud is the superior fighter. In his words, Crawford's going to cook Canelo, implying a knockout could be in play. To Stevenson, technique and adaptability are the keys to turning a so-called long shot into a career-defining upset.
Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop it? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it. But I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud can crack too.
Michael Jai White, martial artist, actor, and the man who played Mike Tyson in HBO's biopic, is betting on Crawford over Canelo without hesitation. In a recent interview, he dismissed the idea of Canelo as the clear favorite, instead comparing the matchup to Mayweather versus Canelo, with Crawford's speed and unorthodox style giving him the edge. White praised Crawford's agility and ringcraft, envisioning him outpointing Canelo much like Mayweather once did, despite Canelo's growth since that loss.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canelo's going to win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't going to knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's going to land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge, and I think Crawford has that.
Former champion Antonio Tarver is also backing Crawford, on one condition. He believes Bud can win if he can handle Canelo's power at 168 pounds. Tarver sees Crawford's speed, ring IQ, and precision as superior, but warns the real test will be absorbing those heavy shots from a bigger man. If Crawford can weather the power, Tarver is confident the rest of the fight tips in his favor, setting the stage for a monumental upset.
Terence got to be Terence, bro. He's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good, that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terence Crawford. Because weight ain't going to make the difference. It ain't going to be the weight. It's going to be the skill set.
Israel Madrimov, who fell to Crawford in 2024, isn't convinced Bud can handle the leap to super middleweight. Offering a blunt prediction, he said, "It's a very different weight class. Canelo will win, I think, by decision." Madrimov believes size will be the deciding factor, arguing that while Crawford has power, intelligence, and experience, the physical gap at 168 pounds tilts the odds toward Canelo.
12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very.
Former world champion Amir Khan, having faced both men, takes the opposite stance, calling it an easy night for Crawford. He points to Bud's rare mix of elite skill, pinpoint accuracy, footwork, boxing IQ, and defensive slickness, saying Crawford is far harder to hit than Canelo ever was.